We turn to business news now, and welcome back to Jonathan Mitchell. Jonathan, we've got a high-profile technology executive stepping down.
Good to be back, Rowan. Yes, Russell Stannis at Vodafone is leaving after more than a decade in the role. He leaves in October, and if we go through some of his disappointments and successes in that time, a main disappointment would be the failure to marry up with Sky Network Television. The regulator, the Commerce Commission, has been active of late in turning down other mergers as well. A notable one was Stuff and NZME, but that didn't stop Vodafone from pairing with Sky and launching their streaming and television service. A success would be Vodafone buying into fellow telco Team Talk, its rural services division, buying that for $10 million. That was a win on rival Spark, which had been chasing Team Talk but trying to buy all of Team Talk. So Vodafone won there. Jason Paris, who has quite an extensive TV, media and telecommunications CV, is stepping up into Russell Stannis' role. Mr Stannis himself, there's a lot of speculation going around that he'll replace John Follett at Sky Network Television when he retires after 27 years. So watch that one.
Yeah, Jonathan, the Federal Reserve in the United States meets this week, and there's speculation that a rate rise is likely. And what's that likely to mean for us here in New Zealand?
Research company CoreLogic says first home buyers and borrowers generally shouldn't be concerned about rising interest rates in the United States. The Fed has been raising rates of late because the US economy is doing better, and President Donald Trump's policies would lead to further stimulus in the US economy. But CoreLogic says our local banks aren't borrowing as much as they used to from overseas. They're looking closer to home and have enough in the kitty. Here's what CoreLogic's Calvin Davidson told us earlier.
A lot of mortgages in New Zealand are fixed. We've got about 80% of existing mortgages on fixed rates. You know, that gives people a buffer and time to prepare, and it gives them a year or 2 years of insulation against any rises in market rates. And you hope in that time that steps can be taken to prepare for a possible rise at the end of that term.
And finally, Jono, how are those markets looking today?
We're monitoring events in Singapore with the Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un summit. We're expecting an announcement shortly between the two leaders going on CNN's coverage. But today our top 50 index fell just a point. We're still in the record zone at 8,959. And that Kiwi dollar 70.4 US cents, 92.4 Australian. Rowan.
Thanks very much, Jonathan.